everyone, and welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafted Castle. And it is officially the last Saturday of February, so that means it is challenge time. So this month, we're gonna talk a little something with challenges if you're not familiar with them. So I was scrolling through Paper Playful like I always do to pick out the challenges for this time, and I was actually filming this video on a Sunday. Which normally I film on Saturdays, but just timing. I was filming this video on Sunday, and so I was scrolling through the list of Sunday challenges, and I was trying to find one that inspired me, and nothing was really speaking to me. It was still very Valentine's-y, love themed stuff, a lot of anything goes challenges, which are great and super fun, but anything goes challenges are literally anything, and wasn't the vibe I'm looking for. So I was like, that's not it. And most of them were like the optional anything goes plus like add-on was love themed, and I was like, I just did a bunch of Valentine's Day cards and love cards, and I'd like to do something different. So I was like, none of these are really speaking to me, and I was scrolling through the list, and I found this one that was a masculine, clean, and simple challenge, and my thought was ew when I read the masculine part of it, and I was like, you know what, that means we're going to do it. So I did this one, and there was also a sketch challenge that was on at the same time that was really speaking to me, and we're going to talk to you about that in a second here, but I just want to bring your focus to what I'm showing you. So the challenge blog is the paper players. The challenge for this one is clean and simple masculine. And I wanted to take a minute to talk about clean and simple cards, which is what I just showed you. If you're doing a clean and simple challenge, one thing you want to do is you want to make sure you look at that blog challenge's description of clean and simple, because it can vary. So for paper players, it was minimal layers, lots of clean white space, and a few embellishments, which that's about as basic, clean and simple as you can get. But as you saw, as I was scrolling through like the examples and stuff, they do have some embossing folders and stuff that people were using, and some places won't allow that, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then I'm just showing off some of the rules. All challenges have rules, and some are more strict than others, but the one I really wanted to, like this one, most of them all have that first create a new paper craft project rule. They'll have directions on how to upload your project, but the one I really want to talk about is this one that I'm scrolling kind of past right now, which is the rule number 4 for these guys, which is please link your card to no more than 4 challenges total, including ours. So basically, some card making challenges will let you combine challenges. Others ask that you only enter it into their challenge. You just have to read the rules and find out. The rules are usually either in the blog post for the challenge or on a separate page of the challenge blog. It just depends on the blog that you're looking at and the challenge you're looking to participate in. And yeah, so and most of them want you, I think I mentioned this last time when we did our January challenge, they almost always ask you to like link back to their blogs. And now this challenge so for this one it says you can combine up to 4. So once I checked that, I was like, oh cool, I can go back and grab that sketch that was kind of speaking to me a little bit. I just wasn't sure what if I wanted to do it, and I do so many sketches and sketch challenges and things on this channel already that I was like, I don't know if that's what I want to do, but it was like really calling my attention, so I decided to go for it anyway. So yes, you can sometimes combine. The other challenge so if you are combining, you do have to remember to check both challenge rules. This other challenge, the AAA cards challenge, clean and simple card challenges, is an unlimited combination blog, so you can enter as many challenges with your card as you want. So again, just something to sort of look out for as you're looking for card challenges and all of that kind of stuff if that's your jam. There's some company specific ones. I think I may have touched on that last time because I mentioned that the last challenge was technically like a close to my heart challenge blog, and it was a color challenge, so like everything was close to my heart colors. Like I know the Gina Design's Facebook group has a monthly challenge, which was almost the one I did this year, but they also had a love theme. And like I said, I was just kind of done with love cards. We'll definitely get back to it, don't worry, on that for sure, but I had done so many. So anyway, I'm just going through this sketch and everything really quick, and this cupcake card was kind of the vision I had starting the thing, so I felt kind of bad because this almost becomes a case situation, but not really. Which brings up another point I had to talk about here, which is cast and case. So cast generally in card making world means clean and simple, but some people also use it for copy and share, which just means like taking someone's card and copying it exactly how it is. Most people don't care, some people do, so there's some kind of debate on, is casing good or bad? Is copying cards good or bad? It's like, should you do it, shouldn't you do it? Most social media people are going to tell you, we're here to inspire you, copy and share them all you want. That's how I feel. Other people want you to ask permission beforehand, so it's kind of a awkward gray area sometimes, but for the most part people don't care really, and they just say and it's called a casing a card. But some people use just the abbreviated KAS for case as well, for just copy and share. Other people, like me, prefer to say case, KASE, which is copy and share everything. And that's only because I was a very clean and simple card maker for a very long time. Or that was very much my preferred style of card. And this is just before I finish up that topic, which I know we need to get back to that, but this challenge, I just wanted to say before I take this off the screen, because I'm going to in a minute, has a little more specific definition of clean and simple. So they really like their white space, and I think if I remember correctly, they even specifically mention that they don't want patterns or texture, so no embossing folders, anything like that. So that's why if you're doing a clean and simple challenge, you almost want to kind of browse on the website or the blog or whatever to see what their definition of clean and simple is. I don't think I'm actually going to enter my card in either of these challenges this time. I think I'm just going to post it and use the challenges as my inspiration. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I did end up entering it when I did the January Valentine's Day one, so I don't know if I'm going to do that this time or not. But anyway, quickly back to cast versus case before we get into the card here. So case, KASE, copy and share anything, cast, clean and simple. And those are the acronyms I like to use. But like I said, you'll see it both ways, all the ways, on the internet. But it was just, for me, like I said, I prefer to use case for copy and share everything, just because it distinguishes it from clean and simple. And that's just my personal preference. It really has nothing to do with anything other than if you see those acronyms around in the card making community, you know what they mean. So like I said, case doesn't feel like, I don't see people use that as often as I used to, but I don't know if it's just because I'm kind of hanging out in different card making spaces than I used to, or if that's just something that's changed and I just haven't kept up with it. So, you know what, if you think it's something that's changed, let me know in the comments down below, because sometimes I'm really bad at keeping up with stuff like that. Including the fact that a couple things heading into the card making portion of this video. This is one of those videos that I sort of have to apologize for a little bit, because almost everything I use in this video is retired. But I promise you there are other cupcake stamps in existence. There are other birthday stamps in existence. If you really do want to make something similar to this card. But yes, everything that I'm using in my video today is retired, and I'm sorry. But that is just the case. Or maybe you have these already and it's all, you're still looking for inspiration for them because you like got them from a friend or something. That's generally why I keep using stuff that's retired, because if I like it, I'm going to keep using it. And I like this cupcake. So I have this stamp set has ended up, this is the Make-A-Wish stamp set by Gina K Designs, and it's like several years old now. But I really like this cupcake, so I keep it around just because I like this cupcake, and it's a really nice, like, a basic cupcake. And like this greeting set is Go To Greetings, that was also an old Gina K Design stamp set, and that just happened to be designed by a really good friend of mine. So I'm hoarding. She no longer does stamps, like she no longer designs stamps, but I keep all of her stamp sets because they're special to me because she made them. And I don't have all of them. I did not buy all of them, but I bought a lot of them. And when she stopped doing the card making and stuff, she gave me all of her old stuff, or at least let me go through it, and I got to take a bunch of stuff. So I have almost all of them, and it's just, little special things that you're proud of your friends for. That's all. Anyway, so this is the first two versions of this card that don't work, is what you've been watching so far. I debated even leaving this in the video, but I decided, why not just like let you into the whole process. So I thought I was going to get away with doing an A2 card with my vision, because clean and simple cards to me are better when they're smaller. So like the A2 size is a very nice looking clean and simple card with all of the extra white space and stuff. But I was nervous, and I almost did this one as a 5x7 from the start because I knew that cupcake was a little big. And I was like, I don't know if this cupcake is really even going to fit on an A2 card. Like, there's a good chance it just doesn't work. And I was kind of right. It does not fit. I didn't have a greeting that was small enough to fit, and I had a greeting die out at one point, but I didn't like that, and so I started debating doing a 5x7 card, but I was like, 5x7 feels too big. And then I remembered there's these lovely A6 cards that I've recently learned about, which are like roughly 4x6, not quite. And I was, a little bit more than 4x6 actually. And they're kind of new to me. I've only learned about them a couple months ago, and I obviously haven't like done them, and I don't think they're going to be a regular thing that I do. Like, I'm not going to pre-cut card bases and stuff for them right now, because there is a Gina K Designs master layout set, and I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but one of them is an A6 like sized master layout set. So if I ever decide to get that set, maybe I will, because honestly, this size was kind of fun to work with, and I think it would be fun to try it with a card that's not trying to be clean and simple, and play with all of that space kind of. But yeah, this card was meant to be clean and simple. So I was a little nervous about sizing it up, and that's why I decided to go with this sort of middle of the road size compared to 5x7, because with all the white space on a 5x7, it just feels really empty. And your clean and simple cards are gonna feel empty in a way, especially if you're used to like layers and embellishments and all that kind of stuff. So like, it's gonna feel a little weird, but at the same time, you don't want it to feel like this little tiny thing in this like massive space void. Which sometimes I feel like with the 5x7 cards, it can feel that way with this kind of design. So I went with this A6, and it actually worked really well. And my panel is actually a little bit too big for my card base. I probably measured wrong, because that's very typical of me. And but it's fine. It's all good. There's another clip that I cut out of this that I saved for the blooper reel, though, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just missed it. But where I smudged one of the cupcakes. Like, this is a brand new obsidian ink cube, because my other one got kind of weird. I think I re-inked it with the wrong color at one point, and I kind of messed it up. So this is a brand new obsidian ink cube, so it was a juicy boy, and this was just some scrap cardstock I had around that I did this with. It was in my sort of like generic white section that's not specifically like my Gina K stuff. And I was like, so the paper wasn't great and the ink was really juicy, and I double stamp everything because I double stamp everything. Um, so it was, and I like the bolder lines of it. That's kind of my reasoning behind why I do that. And everything was like super wet and juicy, and I smeared my cupcake on the other side of this, but you guys can't see it. And it is a little see-through because this paper is thinner, because like I said, it was just kind of like in my scrap, whatever, my extra white cardstock that I don't know where it's from. Slot in my paper storage. The paper's a little thinner, and you can totally, in real life, actually see the backside of this through where with the messed up cupcake. I had tried to like white gel pen it out at one point, and then just realized that I didn't care. You guys can't see it in the video, and it only kind of shows up a little bit on the actual card. So I decided it was fine. If it really bothers me, I'll just never send this card out. But it is a very cute card, I think. I think the little cupcakes are fun. I don't do anything crazy with the coloring on this. Again, we're going clean and simple, so I decided to go clean and simple with my coloring, but also a clean and simple card is a great way to show off your coloring too if you really want to do something detailed. Like if I wasn't doing this sketch and wanted to and didn't have the masculine sort of, I don't know, masculine challenge, I think is what I'm looking for going on. I would have loved to have done a clean and simple card with like a giant flower, and then all you have to do is color the flower, and there's your clean and simple card. It's the fun of trying to do a one layer card. This isn't technically a one layer card because it's technically two because the card base counts as a layer. Technically, but I don't like doing things directly on my card bases. I'd rather do them on like a panel like this and then attach them to a card base. So I count this as a one layer card. Other people may not. One of those kind of gray areas in card making. So, and again, I just did, so yeah. So I just went, we're doing a clean and simple card. I'm going to keep the coloring simple. I don't do anything crazy. It's one flat color all the way through. But I think it actually works out really well. Like I said, I forgot how much fun kind of clean and simple cards are. It was really interesting to me doing this because I did used to do a lot of clean and simple cards, and now I do a lot more with, I think thanks to over time die cutting and getting more comfortable with die cutting and just building my stash of dies. I've started to do embellishments and stuff. I've done a lot more embellishing. I've been doing a lot more complicated cards. And it was kind of really nice to like simplify it a little bit and go back to this sort of clean and simple style. And also but it was also like weirdly challenging. Like I used to find this style of card very easy. And now I kept being like, but I really want to add like little sparkles to the cupcakes. Or if, I really wanted to do a stitching on this. Now, granted, that was the other thing of like doing the A6 card, the like 4x6 size card. I don't have dies for that, so like any of my dreams of sort of fancy edging and stuff went out the window with that. But yeah, it was really fun, and it's always a good reminder. Like trying to do a clean and simple card is always a good reminder of just how simple it can be sometimes. We always have all these fun things to play with in our craft room, but sometimes it's really fun. Oh, there's the messed up cup, the messed up side. It's really fun to take it back to basics and do something really, really easy like this. And they're just as pretty and just as cool, I think. They're going to make someone just as happy when you mail it. So I obviously measured a little bit wrong, so my card base was either a little bit short or my panel was a little bit big. I don't know which one is correct. Honestly, like I said, this is the first card I've ever done in this size, but this is how I always fix that because I'm not always the best at measuring things, and I just trim off the sides. And I did have some nice little edges, kind of margins on the side that I lost because of that, but it It didn't cut off any of my image, so it was fine. But that's it, guys. That's the card. So I hope you enjoyed this challenge, and I'm hoping you'll maybe check out the challenges linked below, but also maybe just try a clean and simple card, or let me know in the comments if you just like absolutely hate clean and simple cards, because I've definitely met people who are like, I can't do that. And they need to add embellishments and things like that. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see you again soon, and have a crafty day.